Okay, so you watch your favorite YouTubers and you see the views, the comments, the subscribers, but have you ever really wondered how they turn all that into, an actual paycheck? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on all of it. We're going to demystify the entire process and break it down into steps that are way more achievable than you might think.
Right? It's the big question, isn't it? The one everyone's thinking. I mean, we all see the huge channels with millions of subs and hear these crazy success stories. But what does it actually look like for a channel that's still growing? Let's get into the real numbers and figure out how this whole thing actually works from the ground up.
But here's the thing. Before anyone earns even a single cent, every creator, I don't care if they're a huge star or just starting out, they all have to cross the exact same starting line.
So think of this whole journey like climbing a ladder. First, we'll cover the starting line, how to even get on the ladder. Then we'll climb to the first rung, which is ad revenue. After that, we'll go a little higher with fan funding, and then see what's at the very top, beyond just ads. And finally, we'll talk about the ground rules and look at what real earnings can actually look like. Sound good? Let's go.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about that starting line. This is the most important step because it's literally the gateway to getting paid for your work.
And that gateway is called the YouTube Partner Program, or YPP for short. Honestly, you can think of this as your golden ticket. Without getting into the YPP, you can't earn a single penny through YouTube's official system. It's the key that unlocks the door to everything else we're about to talk about.
Now this is where it gets interesting, because there are actually two different levels to get in. At the first level, which is a bit easier to hit, you only need 500 subscribers. This gets you what they call basic access, and it lets you start earning money directly from your fans. We'll get into how in a minute. But if you want to unlock the big one, ad revenue, you've got to hit that next tier. That's the one that requires 1,000 subscribers in either 4,000 watch hours on your long videos or a whopping 10 million views on your shorts.
Okay, so let's say you've hit those bigger numbers and you're in. Now we're climbing to that first big rung on the ladder, ad revenue. This is what pretty much everyone thinks of when they hear making money on YouTube. So how do the numbers actually shake out? Let's use a real example to make this super clear. Imagine you post a video, and it does pretty well. It hits a solid 100,000 views. So, what does that actually translate to in terms of money in your pocket?
Well, the key thing to understand is how YouTube pays. It's all based on a rate per 1,000 views. Now, on average, a good ballpark figure is about $2 for every 1,000 views. But, and this is a big but, that number can be all over the place. It really depends on your niche. If you're talking about finance or tech, advertisers pay a lot more, so your rate could be way higher.
But let's stick with our $2 average. The math here is pretty straightforward. 100,000 views at $2 per thousand, that comes out to around $200. And just like that, you've turned those eyeballs into actual cash.
But here's the secret. Ad revenue is just the start. It's awesome, but it can go up and down like crazy. If you want real stability, you need to build other ways to earn. And the best way to do that is by getting support directly from your community, your fans. Let's look at how that works. First on the list is something called channel memberships. This one is a total game changer because it's recurring income. Your biggest supporters can choose to pay a small fee every single month, and in return, you give them cool perks like special badges or exclusive content. For you, this means a predictable paycheck you can actually plan around. Now, if you're into live streaming, you are going to love this. Super chats and super stickers. Basically, during a live stream, your viewers can pay a little bit of money to make their message pop, get highlighted in the chat. It's an amazing way to interact with your audience while they're right there with you, and it lets you earn money from the stream as it's happening. And then there's super things. This one is maybe the simplest of all. It's basically a digital tip jar that lives under every single one of your videos. So if someone watches a video and they just love it or it was super helpful, they can click a button and send you a one-time tip. It's a really cool, direct way for them to say, hey, thanks for that. Okay, so you've got ads bringing in money, you've got fan funding coming in, you're doing great. But the ladder keeps going up. For channels that are a bit more established, you can start to think bigger and really build a whole business around your content. And there are two big ones to look at here. The first is getting a cut of YouTube premium revenue, and the second, which is really cool, is YouTube shopping. These might not be as direct as a super thanks, but trust me, they can add up to a lot once your channel gets some traction. Let's focus on YouTube shopping because it's a great example. Think of it like affiliate marketing, but baked right into your videos. So let's say you do a review of a 50,000 rupee laptop.
You can actually tag that product in your video. If someone watching clicks that tag and ends up buying the laptop, you get a commission. Even if it's just, say, a 5% cut, that's still an extra 2,500 rupees from just one sale off one video. Pretty powerful, right?
All right, we've covered a ton of ways to make money. It's exciting stuff. But hold on, before we add everything up, we need to talk about the rules of the road. And seriously, don't skip this part, because it is absolutely crucial.
Yeah. The big takeaway here is that this isn't the Wild West. To earn money, you have to play by the rules. YouTube is going to review your channel, and they're looking to make sure you're following all their monetization policies. That means no stealing content, no copyright strikes, no buying fake views or subscribers, all the stuff you'd expect. And just as important, this is real income. You have to declare it, and you have to pay taxes on it.
So, after all that, what does it all add up to? We've climbed this whole ladder from getting into the partner program all the way up to affiliate sales. Let's put all these pieces together and see what a real-world, small but growing channel could potentially bring in each month.
So check this out. This is where you really see the magic happen. Look, the ad revenue is a nice chunk. Sure, maybe 15 to 40,000 rupees. But it's not the whole story, not even close. When you start adding in 5,000 from Super Thanks, maybe 20,000 from affiliate sales, and another 10,000 from channel memberships, suddenly you're looking at a total of around 50 to 75,000 rupees a month. This is why everyone talks about diversifying. No single stream has to be massive. It's about how they all stack up together to create a real, sustainable income.
So there you have it. The path is actually pretty clear, isn't it? It's a ladder, and anyone can decide to start climbing. The rules are public, the tools are right there for you to use. Really, the only question left is, what story are you going to tell?